I want to talk about a few things here very briefly. So, there are some people who go around now sharing some really, really insane things. Candace Owens has done really insane stuff.
Mhm,
I was going to talk about this even further, but I'm going to keep it short now. Um, I want to have a brief look at this. This was prepared by Milk Bar TV, who is on YouTube and also on Twitter. So let's look at this here
You might want to read that either now or afterwards.
afterwards.
Okay.
Twitter users pointed out a very strange tweet that Josh Hammer hit send on 16 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. For no apparent reason at all, he retweeted something that President Donald Trump had sent a full 12 years ago about public executions. Here it is. Here is that retweet. Now, what is the justification for this? There might be one. I tried in earnest to at first rationalize it, right? What could have been going on that Josh Hammer decided to dig through the 2013 Twitter archives and retweet someone calling for a public execution? Would we trust if Josh came out and said that tweet was definitely about Irina? Other people pull old Trump tweets.
Now, here's the thing. I just want to point out one thing. She actually ran with this little stupid freaking conspiracy theory. And as you can see here, for example, she then retweets Sam Parker, who is a neo-Nazi and who also hated Charlie Kirk when he was alive, and said, "You don't hate Charlie Kirk enough." He said things like these. She actually quote tweets him, as he also adds to the conspiracy theory that Josh Hammer, a very good and close friend of Charlie Kirk, who was in the group with him. By the way, just want to point out one thing: Josh Hammer and many other people were in a group chat with Charlie Kirk the entire time, with whom he planned and talked about things. You know who was not in that group chat? Candace Owens. Why was Candace Owens not in those group chats? Why were other people there whom she now accuses of having something to do with with his murder? Because he trusted other people, not her. In your face.
Right.
However, wait, let me quickly go through this. So she actually posts this idea that, look, here it is again. Here's Sam Parker. He says, Josh Hammer treachery. This Josh Hammer guy, who is of course
And it was really only over the past.
A Jew. He randomly posted these things. He said on September 9, he posted bathed, quote tweeting Donald Trump. This is just one day before the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Why would he do this? This is very suspect. Was he trying to say that Charlie Kirk will be publicly executed? And then, so this is the context. Here, Candace Owens comes in and actually adopts this idiotic narrative and says people are on Twitter saying that he made strange tweets, quote tweeting Donald Trump talking about public execution. Why did he do this? Why did he do that one day before Charlie Kirk was killed? Was he trying to say that Charlie Kirk will be publicly executed?
She says publicly executed. That's what she said in her tweet. Yeah. So she says, why would he tweet about people needing to be publicly executed right before Charlie was publicly executed? So she's saying this is basically him announcing that Charlie is going to be publicly executed, and that is what makes most sense.
Now here,
him tweeting this.
Now here on September 10, on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination, he also once again said public execution, and she's like, "Why would he do that? That sounds like that looks like he was hinting at something. It looks like he was hinting that Charlie Kirk was publicly executed for disagreeing with them and all that." I want to briefly take a second. Let's quickly listen to what she says one more time.
Twitter users pointed out a very strange tweet that Josh Hammer hit send on 16 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. For no apparent reason at all, he retweeted something.
No reason.
That President Donald Trump had sent a full 12 years ago about public executions. Here it is. Here is that retweet. Now, what is the justification for this? There might be one. I tried in earnest to at first rationalize it.
She tried.
Right? What could have been going on that Josh Hammer decided to dig through?
Now, I want to say I want to make it as very clear here. Candace Owens, you are a piss poor journalist. You are a piss poor excuse for a journalist and researcher. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should delete your entire online
Josh Hammer should sue over this.
You are such a horribly idiotic, ridiculously dumb journalist if you claim to be one. You're such an absolutely horrible researcher. You are a piss poor journalist, because you know what? I actually sat down and tried to find the context of it, and I tried it within 2 minutes. Look here.
And she apparently found it in the course of her live stream.
Look, you go on September 8th. On September 8th, on Truth Social, Donald Trump comments, and this is around the time that this starts going viral. Irina, who was a Ukrainian refugee who came to America and was brutally killed in public by this thug. This starts going viral. Donald Trump posts about it and is outraged about it, and people start calling for this guy's execution, and people start getting outraged and calling for his public execution. In fact, going to September 10th, here is Donald Trump himself saying the animal who so violently killed the beautiful young lady from Ukraine who came to America searching for peace and safety should be given a quick, there is no doubt, trial and only awarded the death penalty. There can be no other option. President Donald J. Trump. And then further,
pretty straightforward. And so
you see him here on video on this day, on September 9th, him making a direct video announcement about
September
her
9th.
and commenting. September 9th, which is the very same day that that Josh Hammer tweeted about, or quote tweeted Donald Trump's post about execution, about public execution. Not only he retweeted this, lots of other people retweeted it too. They called it based. They said, oh, look, Donald Trump is for public execution, and we agree with him. He said this back then. We should have it for this criminal. So Candace Owens, you absolute joke of a journalist and researcher. You sit down and you actually see something. You say, I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I try to find an explanation and I just can't find an explanation for this. I just can't rationalize this. It took me 2 minutes to sit down and find the context here of why Josh Hammer on that day posted public execution, just like many other people did. It was a reference to the killer of Irina. It was a reference to that, which many other people also brought up. And Candace Owens is such a piss poor journalist who will actually go out, be watched by thousands of people, later on by millions of people, and will present to them a narrative which implies that Josh Hammer, a close friend of Charlie Kirk, for some strange reason unnecessarily publicly posted about public execution, by which he might have been hinting at the fact that Charlie Kirk was going to be publicly executed. This is I don't know how to put this. This is pure evil behavior.
It's really
Pure
bad.
evil.
It's really terrible. Yo.
Pure evil. Candace Owens, you are not only a piss poor journalist, you are also purely filthy and evil. And you should stop everything you're doing.
Yeah. So in situations like this, and this is all she ever does, it's like, okay, either you're evil, you know you're lying, and you're lying anyway. So you're the sort of person who will just make up stuff to blame people for killing their friend. Or you're so incredibly sloppy that something anyone could find out just by going to Josh Hammer's actual page or paying any attention at all to what was actually going on September 9th could have figured this out. You're the one person on the planet who's too stupid to figure this out. And based on your own stupidity, you're accusing someone of being part of a plot to murder Charlie Kirk, his friend. So guys, just again, get the big picture. And I'm saying, because I keep getting messages from her fans. Oh, but what about when he said public executions? Why would he say this? Right. So there was just a murder on a train, and people are saying, why do we keep letting these guys out and so on? Why not just publicly execute them? And then Donald Trump says people like this need to be publicly executed. Josh Hammer says, based public execution. Then Candace Owens, I couldn't find any reason at all. I mean, we tried. We couldn't find any reason for him to share something about public executions. So isn't it a coincidence that right before Charlie was publicly executed, Josh Hammer proclaims that public executions are base? Was this him announcing that Charlie was about to be publicly executed? And was Josh Hammer saying this as a warning to everyone else not to betray him? Oh my goodness. It's completely insane and idiotic. And she's accusing someone of being involved in a plot to murder Charlie Kirk. She could actually get someone killed, because you only need one guy who goes, "What? Josh Hammer's involved? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take care of this for Charlie." Yoo-hoo! She should be sued into oblivion.
You have it right here. This is her tweet as well. I knew nothing about Josh Hammer's random tweet about public executions the night before Charlie was publicly executed. Publicly executed. She is already using the word. So she's clearly using the word here. Nothing about so I knew nothing about Josh Hammer's random tweet about public executions the night before Charlie was publicly executed. She's clearly already drawing the connection here. In what context does that tweet make sense? Literally WTF. The context makes a lot of sense if you just think about it for 2 minutes. And then she will go further, and people who actually believe her and run with her will go further and say, well, then why did Josh Hammer retweet a post by Donald Trump that he posted like 16 years ago? Well, for one very simple reason. Because that is the time where Donald Trump posted about public executions. So people went back to an old Donald Trump post where he talks about public executions for hard criminals, and people applaud Donald Trump's stance on this because that's where they find it. It's all very, very simple. But she, probably because she wants to distract from the fact that she might be responsible for Charlie Kirk's murder, is not trying to accuse other people of being responsible for it. See how easy this is?
The general rule would normally be, if you're accusing someone of being part of an assassination, you should probably be careful. Like, you don't want to falsely accuse someone of being involved in an assassination. Whereas Candace has the opposite rule, like, be as sloppy as possible and just randomly accuse anyone based on the dumbest, if you can even call it research, imaginable. This is just terrible, man. Really, really bad.
And then here is let's look at this clip here. There's one other thing that is just absolutely horrible.
And then we're supposed to believe that he had that dramatic switch. So he went from "I'm done" to like, "Hey, love ya. How can I be of more service to you?" And then in that exact same day, he was texting people saying they are going to kill me. On the same day that he's on this Zoom call, this is a fact, this night Zoom call, as Josh says, it was that night, or the New York Post reported, I think, right, that it was at night, that at the same time, that same day, he's texting people saying they are going to kill me. And we are supposed to do.
So a little bit of context here. Few days before his death, Charlie vented in his group chat and said, some Jewish donor, because I won't deplatform Tucker Carlson, has decided to give up his $2 million donations. And then he said sarcastically, or with an exaggeration, they're forcing me to abandon the pro-Israel side, right? A day later, he actually proves this wrong by going on a Zoom call with Israelis and others in order to figure out, in preparation for his new tour, how to tackle the Israel issue and how to explain what Israel is doing better to people who ask him questions on campus. So, the thought here is very simple. Charlie Kirk had a frustration because a Jewish donor dropped his donation, right? That's it, by the way. It is not that somebody is threatening him. It's not that somebody is trying to take down his organization. It is that a Jewish donor says, hey, if you're going to continue platforming Tucker Carlson, I'm sorry, I can't support this anymore. So I can't donate to you anymore. Totally understandable. Any donor has the right to say, under these circumstances, I can't donate to you anymore. And any recipient of donations has the right to say, hey, this is really messed up. This is pissing me off. Anyone has the right to vent here and to do that. Both sides are completely right in this. Despite that, the anger is over. The very same day, Charlie Kirk actually turns toward his group chat with whom he is communicating and organizing things, and calls for a Zoom meeting in order to talk about the Israel narrative, to figure out how he can better talk about Israel's war when he goes on a campus tour, because this was a day before his first appearance on his new tour on campuses. So he goes on a Zoom call with Josh Hammer and with other people and gets some of their views on how he can tackle things, how he can explain things. And Josh Hammer shared this screenshot of that specifically. Here's Zoom link for 6 p.m. Eastern time. Charlie Kirk says, thank you for the help today, guys. So this is when a Zoom call took place. Charlie Kirk later, after the Zoom call, says, thank you for the help today, guys. Josh Hammer says, good luck as the campus visits start. Don't hesitate to let me know, or any of us know, how I or we can help. What's your first stop tomorrow, by the way? Does it sound like they're in a strange plot to threaten him or something if he doesn't support Israel? Somebody else says, honored to be of assistance. Charlie Kirk then says, Utah Valley University. Somebody else then jokingly says, say hi to your Antifa friends. And Charlie Kirk then posts a thank you or prayer hand. Now, some insane people actually take this and say, wait, why did somebody here say hi to your Antifa friends?
This shows that Charlie was planning to unite with Antifa and that everyone killed him because he was switching sides and going to Antifa.
Very simple, because on that day it was already announced that that Antifa is going to show up for protests, as every single time when Turning Point USA goes somewhere. And what best than joke about it? So, this is the context. However, Candace Owens, instead of taking the simple explanation, which is Charlie had a moment of frustration, then he went back to supporting Israel, says, oh, so he was frustrated, but then why would he go back? Well, because that's what people do, Candace. But her theory is even more insane. Her theory is that Charlie Kirk actually didn't go back to supporting Israel. He had some strange call at night. She doesn't even get the time right. At night with a bunch of pro-Israelis and Jews who apparently then threatened him to kill him. After which, by the way, as we have just seen, Charlie said, thanks for the help, guys. And then, allegedly, what she's now trying to say here is that during that Zoom call, those Israelis or Jews probably told him that they want to kill him. Let's hear this for a second. And she bases that on zero evidence. Zero evidence. So when people say Candace brought receipts, this is the receipt that people are talking about. Zero evidence. Listen.
Then we're supposed to believe that he had that dramatic switch. So he went from I'm done to like, hey, love ya. How can I be of more service to you? And then in that exact same day, he was texting people saying they are going to kill me. On the same day that he's on this Zoom call, this is a fact, this night Zoom call, as Josh says it was that night, or the New York Post reported, I think, right, that it was at night, that at the same time, that same day, he's texting people saying they are going to kill me. And we are supposed to deduce from this that by they, what he really meant was Tyler Robinson. He meant they, them, duh, like a non-binary person or a trans person. They
She thinks that Charlie was saying that Tyler Robinson was going to kill him. She thinks that's what people are saying. Did she just say that, or did I completely misunderstand that?
No, you got that right.
Wait. So she's saying that Charlie Kirk, the night before he was killed, is saying, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. And that people are saying, oh, this is about Tyler Robinson. And so why would Charlie be using the plural?
Yeah.
Like Charlie was actually saying Tyler Robinson
Yes, exactly.
What the hell is wrong with her, man? That's like,
she is retarded.
That is like,
she is literally retarded. Here's
what's
the thing.
That say about her freaking followers, man?
What people are saying here is not, oh no, he meant somebody else. That's not what people are saying. What people are saying is, and I'm going to say it here once again, where is the damn evidence that he went around saying they're going to kill me? Where is the evidence? She's actually alleging here, by what she just said, that in this Zoom call, which Charlie Kirk had, they were threatening him to kill him. Let's continue.
They were going to kill him. That was what he had a feeling about. Everything else is just completely irrelevant. He just had a sense, a premonition.
He had a premonition, and then he goes out and goes to the university. Okay.
So imagine Charlie Kirk was apparently in a heated conversation with these guys here, with Josh Hammer and the pro-Israel guys. And apparently here, during this conversation, he got the sense that they're going to kill him, or they threatened to kill him. Now let's look at once again at how Charlie Kirk types, what kind of messages he sends after the conversation. At this point here, the Zoom conversation is over. It wasn't very long. Charlie Kirk's next message is, thank you for the help today, guys.
Hang on. Let me tell you how Candace reads this. Thank you for the help today, guys. And what he means by that is they threatened to kill him if he doesn't stay in line. And then he said, okay, well, I'll do that because I don't want to die. Thank you for the help today, guys. This is the proof, the case cracker. That's how she reads this stuff, guys. Oh, like over and over again. We've seen her do it over and over again. Charlie, we saw her when she was saying, I know that's not what Netanyahu, that the letter to Netanyahu said. I know what the letter says. That's why I know he's lying. And she repeatedly accuses Netanyahu of lying about the letter. The letter said exactly what Netanyahu said. And the extra part was a long dissertation on how they can more effectively defend themselves, PR-wise. But she's saying she knows it doesn't say. When she finally explains, which every single person assumed that she must have access to the letter because she's saying she knows what's in the letter. When she actually had to defend herself with how she knows Netanyahu is lying, she said, because Charlie tweeted, don't let this killing in America stop our free speech. And that was clearly against Netanyahu for some reason, as if Netanyahu is trying to do away with the First Amendment or something like that. But in her mind, saying, hey, don't let a murder in the United States of America allow people to block speech. She said, that's about Netanyahu. Therefore, he's enraged at Netanyahu. And that's how I know when he sent a letter, it would have been him telling Netanyahu why he can't stand him. And that's how she knew. There's nothing there. There's zero evidence there. It doesn't fit anything. But in her mind, that's how she evaluates things. And that's how I know when she reads, thank you for the help today, guys. That's Charlie's way of saying, you've threatened me into going along with what you're saying now.
And then, so guys, for all those who missed it, what Candace Owens is actually really arguing, really claiming here is that at this point right here, Charlie Kirk saying, thank you for the help today, guys. That at this point, Charlie had just finished a Zoom conversation where they allegedly threatened him, or where he got the sense that they're going to kill him. Upon which here, Josh Hammer says, good luck as the campus visits start. Don't hesitate to let me know or any of us know how I or we can help. What's your first stop tomorrow, by the way? At this point, apparently they want to kill him, according to Candace Owens. Honored to be of assistance, says somebody else. Apparently this person also wants to kill Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Charlie Kirk says, I'm going to be at Utah Valley.
Keep in mind, when Candace is reporting on this, she will say, and then he said, thank you, for the assistance. And he really meant, thank you for threatening me, because I know if I don't do what you guys want, I'll be dead. And then someone else comes in with a stern warning. happy to be of assistance, meaning if Charlie gets out of line, he's going to die that day. This is how she reads messages, guys. I'm not exaggerating at all. She's a freaking lunatic.
And here is the bigger problem, actually. Once again, she keeps arguing that that Charlie Kirk was texting people on this day that they are going to kill me. Now, I want to ask anyone, especially the Charlie Kirk fans, especially the Candace Owens fans in the chat. I want to ask all of you geniuses. Can you show me a single piece of evidence of those texts? Can you show me a single piece of evidence that Charlie Kirk actually texted people they are going to kill me? Have you guys seen a single text in which Charlie Kirk said they are going to kill me? I can answer the question for you. No.
Well, Candace
there is not a single piece of evidence.
Yeah. Whoa. First of all, bull. Someone said, say hi to your Antifa buddies. And Charlie posted the praying hands, which means I'm praying not to be killed. Which means he's going around saying they're going to kill me. So I don't know what more evidence you need, AP. You just have to learn to read things like Candace reads them.
She gets significantly worse.
To be someone that is, or maybe rather someone that is possessed by something that is less than human, subhuman, to do that. There's no humanity in you. That is why I named Josh Hammer. I believe he is a deeply disturbed man. Filth. Okay? Absolute filth. I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. Whatever that is that lives in him does not live in me. There's no truth in him. Obviously, there's no truth in Josh Hammer.
Hold up.
I know we won't get answers from you, but let me promise you that if I get a text message to the effect that you were somehow involved in him feeling anxiety the day before, if you did something that gave him anxiety in that way, I will release it instantly. There will be no place that you can hide.
What she's saying here is she's suspecting that Josh Hammer might have been one of the people who gave Charlie Kirk the anxiety that he will get killed, and that Josh Hammer might have been in on the plot to kill Charlie Kirk, and that if she gets a text from somebody pointing at that, she will release it. So at this point, she's not publicly saying that that Josh Hammer is in on the plot to kill Charlie Kirk, but she's heavily implying that he probably is. This is absolutely disgusting, subhuman behavior.
Yeah, again, the rule, as far as I could tell, would be if you're going to accuse someone of being involved in a plot to murder someone, especially when tempers are running pretty high, you probably want to have good evidence. And so far, her evidence is the day before Charlie was killed, Josh Hammer, as many thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or whatever, tweeted his support for the death penalty, public executions. And this was right before Charlie was publicly executed. So this was Josh Hammer announcing to the world that he was part of the public execution of Charlie Kirk. It's weird. It's almost like it's along the lines of like the dancing Israelis, right? Like, okay, so you're saying Josh Hammer's part of this brilliant plot, and he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tweet it. We're gonna publicly execute someone. Like, gosh, they always nail it, man. They always nail every single step except for one stupid mistake they made. It's like Israel when they decided to bring down the two towers. They said, you know what? In order to document, this is what Candace says, they needed to document it. So they sent people in a van across the river to record it with a little camcorder. That because there would be no other way to document whether those two giant towers fell. So you had to get someone across the river with a camcorder to record it. And you know what? Gosh, that's the smoking gun there. They every single step of their plan They nailed it, except they screwed up. They got these guys across the river with a camcorder there, and then they get busted. But that's like this. It's Josh Hammer is part of this brilliant plot to assassinate Charlie Kirk. And then, big mistake, Josh. You had to tweet your support for Charlie's public execution right before he was publicly executed. And Candace caught on. Candace caught you. You made one big blunder, man. Dude, do you understand how dumb that is, Josh? If you're gonna rob a bank, you don't tweet the night before, hey, robbing banks is cool. You don't do that. Candace will catch you. She's too smart.